Everybody, I'm Jamie from the Haliburton County Public Library and welcome to another Thursday Make or Break. Today I thought we'd do a simple craft that involves nothing more exciting than some old books and some markers or paints. It's called Blackout Poetry or Altered Book Poetry. So let's head on into the makerspace and I'll show you how easy it is. Alright, so the materials you're going to need to do this quick project today are as follows. You are going to need an old book or simply some old book pages if that's all you happen to be able to get your hands on. Now this is an old Reader's Digest, this is an old encyclopedia, books that basically, in other words, would just go into the garbage. Even a textbook will work for this, if that's all you have. Old novels, old paperbacks, anything like that. So that's the most important thing, is you're going to need an old book, some old book pages. You're also going to need something to black out with. So you're either going to use acrylic paints. I've got some fancy felt tip sort of pens here. I've got some double-sided markers. You can use watercolor if that's what you prefer. You can do this with simple ballpoint pen. You can use anything you like and you can get as creative or as basic with this as you like. But that is all you're going to need for this project today. Also, alternatively, if you want, you can use a frame to display your poetry when you're finished. Or if you don't want to go that route, you can do it straight in the book and actually either glue down the pages or just have it standing up and display it that way. It's entirely up to you. Now, the most difficult part about this entire project is to actually make your poem out of the text on the page. So basically what you want to do is you want to choose a page at random, and this again can take a few tries. You can use flip over and look at as many different pages as you like until something jumps out at you. But basically what you want to do is you want to take a pencil. You can go at this flat out with your pen if you like, but I like to use a pencil and an eraser just in case, because sometimes you have to erase and try again to get the poem that you're creating from the already found words to sort of sound the way you want it to sound. So basically you want to go through your page and you want to pick out the words that you want to use for your poem. Okay, so I have my poem kind of sort of picked out on the page here. You can sort of see where it is. And now basically what you want to do is you want to, again, using your pencil, you want to connect the words, because sometimes, like in my case here, I'm sure the rose is touched. But if you look here, is actually lower than touched because I couldn't find anything up further. So you just want to connect the words that you're going to be using so that the poem is read in the right way. Also, here the word look should be looks. So do not be afraid to add an S or an ED in order for it to work grammatically. That's not a problem. This is a creative endeavor, so it's not a big deal. Alright, so now that we have our words picked out here, now is when we want to go in with a black pen or black marker, and we want to actually make sure we pick out the words that we're going to use here so they pop out of the page a little better, and basically so that it's easier to see than the pencil. So that's our next step here. All right, I'm just going to use this nice black gel pen here, and I've actually also switched my book out for a different one only because the text on this is a little bit bigger, so you can see it a little easier. As you can see what I have picked out here. So I'm just going to go around giving it as much space as I can, as neatly as I can. So now we have all of our poem picked out. I'm just going to connect the words and phrases, whatever it is we've picked out with my ruler here, again, so that it can be read in the right order, because again, like here, sometimes you had to choose some of the words in the wrong reading order. So if you connect them, they'll be read in the proper order, and then when we start blacking out, it'll be easier to read your poem. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to connect the words that I've highlighted. There. So now you can see the poem, Count Your Blessings, Easy Laughter, Memory. The world is so topsy-turvy, I much prefer to celebrate. And then this is why they call it Blackout Poetry. After you have your poem all picked out, then you want to take your paints and or your markers and or your felt tip pens and whatever it is you're doing, and you just want to actually start. And again, dark colors work best because it's going to sort of black out the rest of the text on the page, but you want to actually start making doodles over top of everything else. And you can fill them in. Get creative. You can do flowers, you can do swirls, you can do blocks, squares, triangles, anything you like, but basically you want to fill in all of the spaces, all of the other text all the way around so that all that's left readable is what you have picked out. So that's what we're going to do here. There we have it. This is my Blackout poem. You can see I've actually removed it from the book. I just found it easier to color, so I took it out, and I think I'm going to actually mount it on some cardstock and put it in a frame. And that's all there is to it, folks. Blackout Poetry. Thanks everybody for making poetry with me today, and I hope I will see you all again next week. Have yourselves a wonderful Thursday. Bye!